My name is Adam Turner. I am an oil painter. I consider myself a mosaic impressionist, and I live in the Twin Cities, New Brighton. And I love to travel and capture scenes from my travels in my paintings. I moved to Minnesota back in '87, and I had not attended an art fair until 3 years ago. But I remember hearing about the Uptown Art Fair every year when I was first a student in college and then afterwards. And every year I told myself, one of these days I'm going to make it there, or I'm going to make it there. And until I started doing art festivals, I didn't realize what I was missing. And now that I do, I'm super excited to be a part of this particular art festival because it's so rooted in Minneapolis history. And I'm excited to see it coming back. I'm excited to see it getting a new life. I'm excited to see it in its new location, and just to be a part of that history is going to be pretty amazing. My first love when it comes to drawing or painting has always been figures because I find them most challenging. But recently I've been encouraged to try to branch out. So the next love of mine is wildlife and nature and landscapes. I camp a lot, or I used to camp a lot. I travel a lot now, and I just get off the main road and I take photos and have experiences of landscape and nature wherever I can. I'm a bit of an amateur birder, so I paint a lot of birds, but I try to capture sunsets and sunrises and how light affects the landscape and the wildlife as much as I can. When I first started to paint, I really thought I was going to do realism, not specifically photorealism or hyperrealism, but just some sort of realism. But to be completely transparent, I just found it monotonous. It just wasn't for me. I didn't enjoy the details that had to go into really capturing the specific likeness of something. So as I was painting in these last 3 years, I would loosen up, and I finally got to a place where I just really enjoyed what I was doing. And when I stepped back, I had developed this technique that I didn't really see developing until it had already developed. And it just became known as, it became known as mosaic impressionism because most people would look at it and say it reminded them of mosaics. So it's not a technical term, but it's how I arrived at where I'm at. My particular style or technique, I start with a red base and I build layer on layer on layer. And what I like about that, one of the most common questions I'm asked is why the red base? Light travels through the outer layers and bounces off the red, and it warms up the entire painting. And I really like that warm, moody look over kind of the more stark look you get when you paint off of a white base. And also I let the red peek through, and I call it a dance. It creates this vibrancy, this energy that I absolutely love. Sometimes I'll switch up the red for an orange or green, depending on the mood that I'm looking for. The most common questions I'm asked when I'm in my booth are, is it palette knife? And it is not palette knife. I use a number 6 flat, firm brush for all these paintings. Another question that I'm often asked is, how long do these paintings take? I know it's something that everyone always wants to know about every piece of work. And honestly, the time on the canvas for me is about 1 to 2 weeks for each of these. Granted, the real artist answer is it's 50 years is how long these took because, again, I've been working at my craft since my earliest memory is me drawing with my grandmother. I'm really looking forward to the Uptown Art Fair because it's right on Lake of the Isles, and my booth is going to be positioned so I'm looking right out at the lake, and really excited about that. Obviously, my work has to do with nature, is in everything I do, and so to sit there all day, even though I'm going to be interacting with folks, being able to look out on that is going to be fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to it.